This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Well, we've talked a ton about it. We know what's coming in early 88. The greatest wrestling angle ever, the double Hebner deal, the evil referee. Of course, Andre's right in the middle of all that. I feel like we've talked about that here 100 times, but the pairing of Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant just made sense, because for all the heat that Bobby Heenan could get, you weren't going to use him in a match. And now we've got some, limitations with Andre physically. Ted DiBiase can help fill the gap for some of that, right?
Well, yeah. And this was for DiBiase more so than it was for Andre. And it was kind of to anoint DiBiase as that top heel, because you already had Hogan and Andre built as a personal issue. There was nothing more to do that would mean anymore. The championship, it was so beyond the championship at this point that you didn't need that in the story, and you could use the championship story with DiBiase and then spin it off into Savage. So to me, that just made sense.
Mean Gene told a story once about how much Andre didn't like working with the NBC folks. He says once Dick Ebersol was giving all these instructions, do this, don't do that, Andre gets frustrated, says, fuck you, and walks right past him straight to the ring, just the way he always did and the way he wanted to. And Mean Gene says he violated Ebersol's authority as the executive producer of the show. It wasn't a rib. He just didn't like the guy. He recognized the authority. He just didn't want to do it. And if he didn't want to do it, he just wouldn't do it. You could talk to Pat Patterson or any other agents. If he felt it was a bad idea, he'd find a way to slip around it. Did you ever experience that, Andre not liking working with NBC?
Andre didn't like to be told what to do. That's for sure. I do know that Andre, at least from all the times that I worked with Ebersol and Andre and Ebersol had a great relationship. But I could see whether it was me or Ebersol or Vince or Pat or anybody else, if Andre didn't want to do it, Andre wasn't going to do it. And he would move on. There may have been an isolated incident with Ebersol, but I never witnessed any kind of animosity at all with Andre and Ebersol.
I just want to put this in perspective. That episode of Main Event does a 15.2 rating, but these days we talk about the number of viewers. 33 million people saw it. To put that in perspective, the NBA finals that year had 21.7 million viewers and the World Series had 34.5. Unbelievably, this storyline is now the biggest thing wrestling's ever done, right?
Absolutely. And people still go back to Hogan Andre. I think that, it was inevitable. Both talent had been built up to be just, you couldn't climb that mountain. So easy.
Andre's all over the show, making appearances at ringside and helping DiBiase. Of course, eventually he has the match with Hulk, but that's not what anybody remembers about WrestleMania 4. They remember the celebrity guest interviewer, Bob Uecker, and Andre the Giant doing the old, the choking deal, and Bob selling it so wonderfully. Were you producing that? Did you know immediately, holy shit, this is fucking magic?
That was actually produced by Dick Ebersol.
Really?
Yeah. And Dick did that shot, and I was standing right off as he was doing it. It was absolutely fabulous.
Why would he be producing a WrestleMania? He was just friends with Vince and enjoyed the work?
Because Dick would come in, yeah, and Dick would help us out on WrestleManias from time to time. Dick was there for WrestleMania, 2, 3, 4. I think he was there for 5. Yeah, 5. He may have even been there for 6. I don't think he was there for 7, but.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.